All right. Here we are live Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our fearless leader, John McKeag of Liberty Aid Academy. Tonight's show says read the fine print. Somehow something got away from us, and it's actually my issue using that Zephy program that I recommended a couple months back. I've been using it, but ran into a little hiccup, and now I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm trying to read the fine print and get through my issues there. But I just want to reiterate that before I go spouting off that was the greatest find ever. We have to read the fine print. So this happened this week. And so when I get to the bottom of it, I'll report back. But I know that I spoke about it, that I found this thing where it's 100% to the donation without processing fees. But, it's never as it seems.
The banks are.
So that's a long-winded introduction because now you know how I feel today. So, but it's great to see you, Jack. How are we doing?
I'm glad we went with the good news first. Honestly, if my day only had that problem, I would be like, sweet. So we did the good news first.
We wash that off ourselves and move on. I don't know.
No, but I'm going to say my thing too. But I think the theme of this show, and here's a really important thing, honestly, is, once you do this work, you look at reality in a totally different way. Mm-hmm. And these tools that you learn here, they apply to every situation forever. And once you got it down and you're like, oh, the banks just don't get over you. Like, even if they get over you once, you have these tools and you can use them. You know what I'm saying? Which is helpful. For me, we down here, Hurricane Central, we had a hurricane like a year ago. We finally got our mobile home fixed up after that, with the wind of the truss. It took that long, and we had to go rent someplace in the meantime. And then this other hurricane came. And so they had painted over all their leaks and stuff where we were. Where we rented the place. We're like, look, we're fixing a place. We can't have any leaks or anything. Here comes another hurricane, raised 2 feet here.
Yeah.
And one day they come in. Our lease says, read the fine print, right? Our lease says, if there's a leak, you got to call them. So we call them. And so I'm doing work like this on a video at my desk and stuff like that. And they come over, and my wife says, oh, I'll give them a ring. They come over and bring their shawls and immediately rip out giant 4 holes. I said this, giant holes in the walls everywhere. Right. And come to my room and say, we got to do it here, which would have been the last room untouched. I'm like, you're not renovating this whole place while we're here. And so they open it all up. It's all moldy and termites, everything inside. And they said, well, we have emergency powers because Florida law. I said, well, the lease requires 24 hours notice just to get in here to do something. They're like, we're going to come and go as we please night or day. We have emergency powers. I'm like, okay, but you still break your lease. Even if the law allows you to do that, you still broke your lease. The lease is another thing. It was agreement. It's okay. Yeah, you came in. And by the way, I say, hey, this ain't Nazi Germany. You ain't coming in here today. And they tried. And I was like, no, you're not. I wanted the dress, and they didn't come in. And they got a lot to say about. And then they stupidly said, you're just what you did. We have 29 users like that. I was like, you what? I'm renting the place. You know what I'm saying? You're screwing over all the owners here. I mean, there's no water on the ground or nothing like that. That means you just didn't do the maintenance in this place and just painted over it and stuff. Like, you all are screwed. And I'm trying to swim the pool and stuff, and everybody every day is griping and stuff about because the unit I'm in is owned by the homeowners association.
Right.
We signed up on a realtor with a property management company and stuff, and then they said, oh, the place is going to manage it. We're like, what? We wanted a property manager. We wanted a realtor. That's why we got the place. We don't want to deal with problems. Anyway, halfway through, we actually fixed our place, so we're over here again now tonight. 2 seconds because I had it out with a guy today. I was like, I'm not paying you any money. You owe me money. So
Mhm.
he's like, we have emergency powers. We're coming in. We don't care what you say. What you say. I was like, okay, like that. You don't have any apology because the beams are rotted out and don't touch the wall anymore.
Uh-oh.
You had to rip it out. So this is a pre-existing condition, you see. And so in my lease, you made me get an insurance policy. So I said, here's what I'm going to do because you're acting this way. I'm going to tell the EPA because I had a problem here. This mobile home once they didn't do anything for a year. Called the EPA. Guess what? They fixed the problem like the next day. Yeah, so I called the EPA
Right.
here. I called the Fed EPA. I called the Florida EPA, and they haven't got back to them yet. So they're still thinking they're all tough over there at the association. And I sent photos and videos and everything and emailed them, but sent them all in. And so it's really, and my wife's been hospitalized before from symptoms
Mold and whatever.
old. Yeah, it is. So
Uh,
it's serious out here. This serious business. And there's no apology or nothing. It's like we have emergency powers, we're doing what we want. I'm like, I said, before you take a tone with that, somebody maybe you should look me up on the internet. Just
right.
listen. You don't want to do that. So I've already made my complaint with the EPA and Florida EPA. I was sue them, right? And
Right.
they made me get an insurance policy, so I'll make an insurance claim. And then
Right.
they have an insurance policy over there that's gotta be,
Yeah.
about the rates to go, times 10 or
Yeah. Yeah.
100 for them, that all their properties rotted away. I mean, you
Hmm.
know, they couldn't treat me nicely. So point being, these are tools that you learn, like from getting rid of debt and stuff like that. This information, how to deal with bullies, basically, it's how to deal with bullies. Bankers are bullies, the
Yeah.
government bullies. This is like we on the property, we're bullies. We have emergency powers. I'm like, what are you, fucking Hitler? What are you? This isn't Nazi Germany. What are you can't just
Right.
fucking override the lease and you expect me to pay you. And my
Hmm.
wife can't say here, you expect me to be cordial to you as you do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't, is anyone else being nice to you? Like, what are you talking about? So, but the thing is, these tools matter. Reading the fine print, it matters, dude. Uh, it's amazing what the government and the banks have everyone under this high pressure thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And the bigger thing. So if you don't watch your stuff carefully, uh, everything you have is in jeopardy. Like I signed a lease here, my person who has nothing and has an insurance policy for this
Hmm.
place who maybe can. I have so nothing at risk. What are you talking like? And you're going to go heavy handed on me? It's like what?
Yeah.
You have a security deposit and a month's rent. Like you're going to pay me the money, or else you're going to lose your everything, whatever. I was like, I'm going to end up owning the place. Uh,
Right.
bad
You're,
idea to
you're going
do.
to be the head of the homeowners
I
association.
mean, I don't get it. They couldn't just be nice and like. By the way, rents are going to half here. There's no
Yeah.
way that's already happened in my neighborhood and stuff. Like I'm not
Mm.
get, I'm not desiring to pay you anyway. So,
Yeah.
but and this is what's happening out in the economy, and the reason Tim's bringing up his stuff, I'm bringing up my stuff because they are just like property owners. They're putting it to everyone right now, so it's a trickle down economics. Uh,
Right.
we're all getting screwed over here. It's like why are you holding up money? Why are you like the organizations are trying to hold money and keep it longer and not give it up.
Yeah.
It's draconian. Uh, and it's because people are absolutely like out of money. They can't even
Yeah.
be cordial, can't be polite, nothing like that. Organizations, everybody's going under. Uh, and that's when these tools become very important. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
for free sticking the EPA and changing people's mind. I'm telling you, I've done it. It goes very quickly, and everybody's mindset is, oh, okay. If not, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These tools are very useful. in this time of society and culture, and when the banksters are like, ha, let's make everybody, let's ruin some more millions of families, and so like, that's just fun for them or whatever.
Right.
We need these tools. Sadly, we need these tools. That's all.
Yep. Got to protect ourselves.
We do. We do.
Jay says, I don't like the pressure. Hi, everybody. And of course, Frank is here as well.
That's so good. Frank and Gina.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah. That whole thing, read the fine print, and don't let them push you around. And they think because they put it in the fine print that you acknowledge and accept it. You gotta push back on all that.
Well, the fine print is where they're screwed all the
Yeah.
time because it's like we have emergency powers. It's like I don't feel the emergency on my side though. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? You didn't emergency put us up at the Ritz-Carlton. It was so concerning for you that
Yeah.
our health, well, that didn't concern you, by the way. So it's just emergency on your side. And that's the way it
Right.
is. Hey, emergency, we need you out of your house. We need your money. We need, no,
Mhm.
that's not emergency on my side. So these tools help the bullies from stop being bullies. Sadly, it feels like I'm always run into this like meet a bully thing. I'm like, you can't be nice. Listen, can't you just be nice? Like, I don't want to be who you're gonna make me to be. Like, why is this a thing with you? You know what I'm saying? It gets old.
Yeah.
So, but it's necessary. Like, it's a lot worse. It's like, oh, hey, you lose a whole bunch of money and somebody, took advantage of you as a bully. That doesn't work out for our families and stuff. It's no good.
Mm.
So sadly, we find ourselves in this situation where we have to be prepared, this is a structured thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got to go do this and start a lawsuit. I'll start it for free. I'll fill out a form, and it is a form. Hey, guess what? The person who signed up has zero.
Right.
So even if you go try to sue me, sorry, I have nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I am so set up to just roll over anyone. You know what I'm saying? And people just don't understand that they're in their own situation, and they're upset. They're having a difficult time or whatever, and they can't lash out at well, we're going to take your money. They can't be screwing people over like that. That's not going to work out. And so these tools, just look into the fine print and knowing how to deal with it, having your structure over your size set up so no one can take from you, but everyone else is really truly a sitting duck to you,
Yeah.
because you could go after their assets, do so many things that I teach, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, now well, what? Now you, hey, look at you come to the table, and we're gonna, why couldn't you be? What's wrong with you? Why can't you do that?" So sadly, this is becoming more, organizations made up of people think it's okay to do this. Just, oh, hey, they're a regular individual. I'm
Mhm.
from this organization. And so, it's like, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes you weak. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're acting outside of it, so you're after your personal assets and your organization. What it probably has insurance and stuff. I'm going to jack the rates. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
can with these tools, it's like, no, you won't be applying the thumb screws to me. I have nothing to risk. I'll apply them to you. And now, okay, hey, we could have done this nicely to begin with, but you didn't want to. Now it's all gonna. Now you want to talk. Okay, good. You know,
Mhm.
because the government's a pain. You shove them up. Hey, uh, why don't you go check in on these guys? I'm telling you, to
Right.
be able to tell on a whole community that's trying to screw you over. Plus, they're trying to stare me down. There are like three people out there, like looking at me, like giving me a hard time. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna stay here. What's wrong with you people? We're coming
Yeah.
in and do man. And that's just my day. But I mean, these things happen to people, and stuff, and your assets could
Right.
be at risk like one day, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know it was like what. So to have the structure patiently, correctly set up for any kind of emergency situation, ain't nobody gonna step into your life and start taking any money or nothing like that, you
Right.
know? And you can be very polite and notify them, hey, listen, I tell them ahead of time, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the EPA. I'm
Mhm.
going to, went through the list. I'm like, I don't want to do these things. Like, you could be like, hey, we apologize. no apology, yeah. This is your management of homes and homeowners. So, you know, any situation you have to have your structure set up, and then you can, go for solutions. Uh, if they hold all the cards, that means you get nothing. So you have to be able to hold some cards in any situation. And the trick
Right.
is have nothing in your person so it can go out on the battlefield and die a million times because it's not anything. It's just a paper soldier. You're just your drone. Okay, go baby, go. Like go, go change their minds, robot person. And that's what you use it for.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I will do this because nothing's at risk. Some of my time, I'll become more of an expert in dealing with bullies, which is the last thing on earth I want to do. But I'm like, okay, great. Thanks God for bringing me over here. 29 other places and nobody's suing you yet. I hear a lot about it. Like, I'll go first. Like,
Right.
you find yourself in situations with knowledge, and so the karmic weight is sort of on you. I'm like, oh man, what about all these other people? So it's not like you can't tell me that, and then I gotta sort out my own karma. Sorry, but you can't screw me over like this, like Nazi Germany, and then I know you're doing this to everybody else, and I'm not gonna go. Nah, I
Let
don't
that
think
happen.
so.
Right.
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna help those people, too. So I don't think so. No. These tools are
Yeah.
important, I think, is the thing. That the point about the name of the show is, read the fine print, and then you like I didn't do nothing the day that I waited a week and I calmed down to barely able to talk to them.
Yeah.
Uh, it barely helped. Uh, but you have to learn, even if whatever happens and this is said and so on, none of your assets are at risk, none of your people are at risk. You hold on the cards all the time. That's the important thing in situations because they're making it worse for us and everyone. So this tension thing is their thing,
Right.
the big build up, like the big climax before, hey, you needed us. It's like we needed you to not do that other stuff is what we needed. And
Right.
it doesn't make you a savior if you just stop being a wicked, horrible bully. That's not making you that's making you momentarily you're not a bully for 5 seconds. Great. So I don't know. That's the way I read this information, and uh, it's all about structure. Like, oh, like Nelson Rockefeller, Vice President of the U.S. said, really the secret to success is own nothing and control everything. And that's like this situation. You get a bully come up by, hey, da 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 da. Well, you have nothing at risk, and I've taught you all these skills how to ruin anyway. Dude, I stopped the pipeline up there. I got Obama to come on the TV and say, "Hey, oh, we're done." The day the paperwork went through, like this stuff works. I don't
Right.
like to employ it and get that level of notoriety out there. So I don't. I try to say, hey, listen, this is what you're making me do. Don't do that, please. Go look
Right.
me up, please. Don't do that. Like, don't. My wife is not going to go for this stuff, but I am going to rip your throat out because that's just who I am. I don't. That's the way it's going to roll. We'll see who
Yeah.
wins down there in the gladiator pit. I'm always cool with that. But you shouldn't do it. Is what I say. I'm number one for a reason. It's like, are you drunk or something? Go back and just whatever. Like, go talk it out with whoever else. Don't come in the ring and fight me. Don't. That's what I have to say.
Right. Right. Um, well, I wish you all the best with that one. Can you give me an update on what happened Monday at noon? How's the I have the link to the oh, that's not the link to the live, that's the link to the bundle. I have the link to the live here. It's a YouTube
Fantastic.
link, Liberty Aid Academy /membership to join the Monday live membership. How's that going? I think you're on your second week.
I am, and I'm way ahead of videos, honestly, because I thought, oh, we're gonna rent this place, and we were planning to sell a mobile home. We'll move
Mhm.
on and stuff like that. Uh, But my wife's like, "That place is done. I'm moving over." It's like she was gone in 5 minutes. So it's like and she had phone calls, so her bed was there, like, within the hour. I was like,
Ah,
you know, her the son-in-law happened to be in town, and this guy, and I'm like and they were there. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. So yeah, we were planning to do that, so we switched over here. So that whole thing being said, I thought maybe, hey, I'm gonna have a new address, right?
Right.
So before that happened, I was gonna do super much work and get it done and use the same address I always been using to make it easier on myself. You know what I mean? To do some of these things, right?
Sure.
So I just busted out a whole bunch of work, and I'm ahead of the game a little bit. Because some of this work about like getting accounts and building credit profiles, stuff like that, I'm really doing all the details and putting up every single tiny little detail. So like, oh, let me show you how to get this account, for example. And it might be 8 short videos that week. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because like, here's when you do this, and then you do this, and this, and every little step because you gotta get approved for the net 30. Then you gotta go, hey, oh, great. And that took a little time. Then it's like, oh, go check out our products. Oh, okay. But first pay this fee. And it's like, oh,
Hmm.
okay. Then you check out the product. Oh, now you can order this. Okay, we ordered it. Great. Then a day or two, we shipped it. Great. Then you get it ordered. Great. Then you got to pay it. Great. All these little teeny little tiny little steps. I'm making very short little videos. So there's no way nobody can go wrong. You know what I mean? I'm doing a level of detail that, and I'm doing each exact account and no more. This is our list and what we could do from, and these are the reasons I'm picking these ones. This is the order I'm doing them in. Here's the way you build your spreadsheet to, track every little data point. Here's all the different credit reports they report to. Everything. I mean,
Hmm.
absolutely everything in one little spreadsheet. Like I'm an accountant. I'm like, no, I'm going to take it behind the scenes, and our life's going to get a whole lot easier. So I jumped way ahead, a couple weeks ahead at least, and I'm way ahead. Like I did it, a whole bunch of videos. So and it hasn't even reported yet. Like I'm so far ahead. You got to wait for him to report and stuff. So I really did a lot of work.
Right.
So no, it's going great, and you know, with this whole craziness that's going on, like
Mm.
the world stage is really appropriately named.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you guys, hey, uh, we get you here in the final act, and you're really going to do it up, but this is like ridiculous. But,
Yeah.
you know, everyone's a little concerned about their money and stuff, and all the big boys are supposedly in a cash position and stuff like that, which is like, the bankers are like, go to a cash position and we'll get in those accounts, and you'll owe us this, that, and the other thing. But with the trust, there's nothing they can do.
Right.
They're not going to mess with nothing. So all the plans they have out there, all their stuff,
Right.
they can't take our stuff. And so if you get yourself set up in this position because they're like, well, you know what? Haha. Let's make everybody need like money every month and stuff like that. Haha. Let's bring them down to nothing. And then they'll take UBI, like universal basic income, and all this stuff, It's like, we'll get everybody where we want them. Uh, and that's fine playing this game with a trust, because it's like, well, yeah, we'll take all that stuff. Well, hey, we
Right.
need it. We need every penny we get up here. What you're doing to us. And, we'll still be in a position to earn, make money, like, you're a realtor, whatever your profession is, it's not going to stop that. It's just a way to hack this, financial game we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
Which no one wants. Who wants to be in it? Accountant is like the one who wants to be the worst. You're like, oh, an accountant. It's like, yeah, but this account is like, how do I end it? Like, that's what I did. Ended paying taxes.
Right.
And you never have to write the IRS a single piece of paper for the rest of your life. Come on, no money, no reports. I mean, your life changes. It really does. So that
Yeah.
these everyday situations where like break up families and stuff, they're trying to put us under this pressure that's like, you need us, ha ha ha. If they keep us constantly, not being sure-footed and constantly problems and stuff, they have a much easier, way of controlling us. All their stuff's brand new.
Right.
All the cops always got a brand new truck, brand new gun, brand new uniform, brand new, the politician, brand new suit, brand new car, brand new. Look at our new offices. Look at our new. Everything I don't know about it everywhere else, but in Florida, we just what we build everything new. Everything is new. So I don't know about your stuff, but all our stuff's new. All of it. It's like
Right.
new boats, new boaters, new anything they got is brand new. And it's like y'all just don't mind stealing from us
Spending other people's money. Right.
just driving around in our stuff, basically. You know, I
Hmm.
do that. Oh, okay. That would have no reaction from nobody. Oh, that's your plan. Yeah, I heard that at my, condo today. It's like the haves and haves not is sort of like we have a big ego because we have money and power, or we think we do, and we're going to be bullies. It's like that's not cool. So this work really makes it so the bullies can't get over on you, and I think that's what they're doing to everybody now.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it's so like everybody feels a threat. It's like, guess what happened to me now? It's like, it's not like Tim and I, yeah, guess what now? It's like, what? It's ridiculous. We watch over people. We got mouths to feed and roof to get over, not just our heads. And if it's happening to two people out of this sample of two,
Yeah.
it's happening to everybody else. Come on. It's not like we're a couple of idiots here and we don't know what's going on and haven't been around the block. We know exactly what they're doing and everything. It's still hard. They still make it hard on everyone.
Yeah.
So you really need these tools so they can't steal from you. They want to steal everything you have. It's in their nature. It's like, the frog and the scorpion, yeah, let me ride on your back. It's like, well, I killed you and I killed myself. It's like, why did you do that? It's like, well, I'm a scorpion.
I'm a scorpion.
Yeah, that's what they are. So you have to have methods to deal with scorpions. It's like, oh, that's a scorpion. Now
Yep.
you know. That's great. You have to, or get a stick, get over there, something. Oh,
Yeah. Push it away. Kimberly's in the house. Kimberly says, greetings, fam. Yes. Welcome. Welcome. Just reminding everybody we're about halfway through. So if you have a question, any kind of situation, anything you want an opinion on, please type it in the chat there. We've got quite a few people here tonight asking live. Please throw it in there what your observation is, or question or opinion about the courses, or your potential issue out there. Using a trust, reading the fine print.
No, it's actually, having days that are difficult like this, at the end of the day, ain't nothing to risk than your peace of mind briefly.
Hmm.
And, you kind of keep that on your mind. And even when you're dealing with, horrible situations like this, nobody's going to come and steal nothing. Like, that's not going to happen with this work. So
Right.
don't, try your best not to let them have your peace of mind. Sometimes you need to go to the beach or whatever, so take a break from it and organize a strategy. And I'm also here like in the classroom. I know what we're up against. Like Tim reminds people once in a while. I started this,
Hmm.
2012. I guarantee to beat any bank or government. That's how I started. Like, I have to remind people sometimes like that. Uh, the contractor that came today, I'm sending the contractor anyway. I was like, hey guys, 25 years licensed general contractor in 3 states, the beams running up, blah, blah, blah. I tell them something like, uh, I know it's not your fault. I talked to the guy. I'm not pissed at you, but you're not coming in here today. So, no,
Right.
like you said the wrong guys. These are my homies. What, like, I speak
Yeah.
their language. What do they, what? That's not going to work out. So, but it's just these tools really make it so we have days of they're intentionally. This is the way they operate, right? Hey, we have a slice of bread. Let's like musical chairs. Let's just screw somebody today, or X% of the population.
Right.
That's ha ha ha. We just screw everybody, so they all did a revolt. Okay, next group. You know what I mean? It just continues until there's this tiny little piece of bread. And
Yeah.
that's the methodology for us. It's like the Hunger Games, uh, make scarcity appear real while riding around on your giant 450-foot, seven uh, uh, story yacht. And, like, wait, it seems like the scarcity is just on our end. And
Right.
how do you get all the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember giving you everything. Why do you have it all? Like, that's are people going to notice? You know what I mean? Like, I noticed. Haven't other people noticed? Ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Kimberly says it still amazes me that people are still blind to this world. Yeah.
well, the pain is real in this world. The pain is totally real, and so that's why I help. Hey, let's remove the blinders and give you tools. Because they're
Yeah.
trying to make us have a hard time. They apparently have one saying internally, right? More, right?
Right.
Give me more. It's like, or what? Whatever you have. Like what? That's not an ethos. Okay, that's just no. That's the opposite of an ethos. So
But basically what happened to you, they want to come in and do their job and they're trying to make you feel uncomfortable. And we're programmed that, oh, you just have to be comfortable at all times. And you called them and said, hey, you got a problem with this place, but I didn't say, get over here now. We have to work something out. But
yeah,
they'll come and say, oh no, we have permission from the governor. And you're like, no, we don't have permission from me. So I'm uncomfortable letting you in. So you know you can wait until we can work this out. But
and it's always a turf war like this. With
yeah,
them, it is. They want our stuff. They want in. They want to. What are you doing? What's in your email? What's it? It's always that. It's always. Well, your privacy isn't important because government laws now because emergency. It's like
yeah,
that feels like emergency on your side, not on my side. So no, the answer is no.
yeah,
No, this trust is real. Like I just stood at the door. I'm like, no, these are no one got past me or nothing like that. That ain't happening. What? No.
right,
Like I know, the laws of reality, how this trust actually works, and so on. Other people, I don't like teaching them in these difficult situations. You won't want to either, but way worse is them just stealing all your stuff. You will do it
right.
and use the tools because they force you to. You know what I'm saying? And
And
everything
they,
will be
and they
fine.
will try.
They will try. They will try. But they will get nothing and stuff like that. And it's annoying, but it's way more annoying when they take all your stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to do this. Look at their behavior.
Hmm.
They stole everything in the country, all pieces of land and everything, said we're the citizens, and said we got to pay for land. I mean, this is who we're dealing with, okay? And they stole everything at the beginning. They stole everything, and they're selling back to us. Everything's not enough. How can wait a minute? You
Right.
stole everything. How can everything? There's no more than everything. Okay, you already stole everything.
Well, they want your soul.
Exactly. Thank you.
They want you to be
There's
the slave, and then after that, they want your soul.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So these tools are ridiculously important for everyone, not just for me,
Hmm.
not just for Tim, because we all unfortunately find ourselves in these situations where we're forced to deal with this, the draconian government, like, we're just people that have greed instead of heart. Like it's like, okay, I have had to deal with you before. I don't know what are you doing. So this Christian loophole really works out for everyone that does this. To have nothing at risk ever is a wonderful position to be in, risk wise.
Right.
There's nothing at risk. It's required as a Christian. Everything I gave everything to God in the trust, right? Okay, that's a Christian loophole. It's not cheating. It's actually God helping us, yay. Thank God we needed this, because they're pure evil. So we needed this cheat code that the IRS set up for us. Thank you. Uh, and now everything's safe. Everything's over in a trust. It's not mine. I'm Christian, so I have to take a vow of poverty. Everything
Hmm.
goes to God. I'm trustee. I have nothing, so nothing at risk. And your person is over there as a vacuum. And if there's a risky situation, like a lease, like a whatever, it signs up for it. You see what I'm saying? Because it could go
Right.
to war all day long, have nothing at risk. And so they're not used to a slave with nothing at risk, you see? And
Hmm.
it's a very dangerous slave to be swinging a sword, a pen out there, and knowing all the rules and know where to make complaints and, lawsuit, all the little things I teach that take so little time and zero money. Uh, except for maybe pieces of paper and printing them out. It doesn't take any money to
Right.
ruin anyone, any organization and stuff like that. Try want to be a bully, just destroy them. And see, this is the nature of the beast we're dealing with. You see, oh, I'm gonna start, this whole water for land and oil and a pipeline with Obama and that whole thing. You know, oh, I was living in Asheville, North Carolina, with a bunch of zoned out hippies that were super lovable because I was I got foreclosed on, so I'm like, let me hang out with some nice people for a while at least, you know and they come and all those sweet people are like, "Oh my god, look at the Dakotas. I'm gonna go help them." I'm like, "It's winter. You're going to die.
Yeah.
Winter in the Dakota. What do you do? What do you can't go. What that whole look you have is not going to work in the Dakotas and fucking over your head snow. Not
Right.
gonna work. Not gonna work. That you're all gonna die. So I did something about it. So people that you care about and so on to have these tools or yourself, your loved ones, your children, your husband, your wife, you know, people they come after them, without these tools, we're left defenseless and they take what they want and treat us how they want and that doesn't work out for me. It doesn't. It's like when they foreclosed on me and took my place, I was like, "You should have killed me. That was a bad idea to leave me alive. Like that could be 7 days a week until I die. And I'm going to be hunting you. I'm going to be teaching everyone else how to do it the whole time, 7 days a week. Haha. So I'm happy about being able to help people, and I'm happy that these tools work. I'm happy, I don't like situations like this, neither does Tim, neither does anyone, But the point is, do we have the tools to deal with it, get there on the other side of it, all our money intact, and everything's cool? That's what matters.
Right. I believe this is Jay's got a question here. He says, Jack, I'm a little confused trying to register my trust. It says I need a certified copy of the business trust. How can that be done online? Do they need the whole trust or just the last page?
Just send them everything every time anybody asks for anything. You send them the documents you have. Here's everything. That's what you do.
Mhm.
That's all you always do. And then if later they ask for more stuff, you try and provide them with it. But just upfront, if anyone asks for anything, just give them, your documents from the
Right.
IRS and from the trust. You just give it to them. Because who knows what they're really asking for, right? But that's what you have. And so they go, oh, here's the trust, and there's the EIN. And, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, just it's always that, it's always giving them the same documents. I don't know why the people read this as a private trust. It's like, man, I don't want to give them. That's like, no, this is what you give them so you could do all this. What do you don't want to
Right.
give it? Why would you not want to give it to them? Like, no, you want to give it to them because you want whatever you did in an application or whatever you did, you want them to approve it. So you give them what they asked for. That's why we
Right.
got it, not to keep it to yourself, to give it away to others to do everything you need to do. That's all.
I don't know what paragraph it is, but I think there's a paragraph in the trust which basically states that you don't have to show it to anybody unless it benefits the trust in
Yes.
in one way or the other. So if it's going to benefit you by opening a bank account or doing whatever, you give them the trust. Otherwise, when somebody comes knocking and you go, "Oh, let me see the trust," and you go, "Yeah, no, it's a private trust, and you know, I have an EIN number, and that's all. That's all you're going to get because I have to consult with everybody else in the trust."
That's so true. If
Yeah.
anyone, this is what it says in the Bible, if anyone has ears to listen hear, if you just heard what you just heard from this realtor, you would hire this realtor. If you need someone to be able to read a contract and be on your side and know real estate and stuff, that was so succinct. And that's coming from an understanding of what contracts are, people are. That's such a deep answer.
Yeah.
If anyone heard that, you should hire Tim as your realtor if you need a realtor. I'm just that honestly, if that answer come for any interview of any realtor, you should hire Tim. That's
Right.
all I have to say after that. Come on, people. What was it? This is like the most
Well,
honest of our lives.
I've learned it from you that you just give them what they want to hear, and in a very confident manner. And we're reading through this, and I had my friend Scott, right? And so we go to the bank, and the bank says, "Oh, we need this page notarized," and I said, "No, you don't." And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, look in the trust in this paragraph here. It says that any changes or modifications don't have to be notarized. It's just accepted by the trust by the if it's signed by the trustee." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And Scott looked at me and he goes, "Wow, that was you just told him how it was." And I was like, "Well, that's how it is. I read the trust. I see that's the paragraph." And they were like, "Well, we need this. We need both parties here that are signing this." I was like, "No, you don't. It's like it's signed by the trustee, and that's good enough for the meeting, the minutes of the meeting, and that's now it's the rule." And they were like, "Oh, okay."
Good.
So yeah, there was that, and then it was the other one when that Zephy program. They were like, "Oh, we need your Form 990 from the IRS," and I said, "I don't use the Form 990 from the IRS." They were like, "Well, then we can't approve your thing," and I said, "Well, here's my EIN from the IRS,
Yeah.
and it says Tim Judge trustee, and that's that proves that I'm the man of the trust." And they were like, "Oh, okay, this will work." And I was like, "Great, I'm glad we worked that out." But I
That's
was like, I don't file taxes. I don't have a Form 990. I don't know what that is because I don't have to do it. They were like, so yeah, I mean, if you just follow the trust and and read it. I mean, it's 9 pages.
the
It's not
five
like it's gonna
grid. Read the
it
five grid.
doesn't take forever, right? Yeah. Yep.
And then apply the fine print. That's the thing where see, it's one thing, oh, I read that. But in this situation, when someone asks you a question and stuff, you have to know the answer. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about a realtor you want on your side. This guy reads the fine print. I mean, that's what you need. And then, if a realtor's looking at it after, they go, oh, hey, this is good, but hey, here are the couple of things to look at. You make the decision, but here's the things. This is what they mean. You decide.
Yeah.
And you need someone to be able to know what all that language is, all that stuff, and be able to say, no, that means this. And that's what I'm saying. If
You
this
say
is a
that
job interview for you being a realtor, you're hired. Everyone, he's hired. You need to hire this guy.
you
Ridiculous.
say that it's funny, but in New York, we're a lawyer state, and most of the rest of the country is just you're a realtor and you can handle the contract of the sale of a house. But the lawyers backed us up here in New York, and we're not allowed to perform contract law in New York. So you have to get a lawyer. It's or sorry, real estate agents are not allowed to write contracts. We can look them over and advise people all we want, but
No,
you're not
really?
allowed to do that. That is true.
Never heard of
In New
that.
York. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that is
We have more lawyers than realtors in New York, so that's why.
wait,
It doesn't make sense, but
That's the first time I ever heard of that.
yeah,
That stuns me, man. Wow.
yeah.
So, but still, you see what I'm saying? That's why you need this guy. They give you a
But
lawyer.
yeah, but then
Like,
we know how much we love lawyers, right?
oh
So
my
I still
god,
have to be on top of all of them
he
because
comes from the. You have to have a lawyer's name. This is a
yeah,
great. His interviews just gets better. You're gonna have to have a lawyer's name, and you're still a realtor.
yeah,
You must be the greatest realtor ever. Because you haven't sold your soul, and you're in New York, and you need. What? How's that possible? That's a
yeah.
miracle all in one mouthful, right there. What? That's crazy. Oh my god, it's hard enough
Um,
already. Wow.
it is hard enough already. Kimberly's asking, I want to start a homeschool. What are your suggestions for curriculum for ages starting at 12?
I like. Hey, God, help me out here. Please. I like. Thank you, God. Sudbury Valley. Uh, I started a school on that. It's called a free school. If you look up free school, the one that started it back in the day was Sunbury Valley. I started one of them what back when had little ones and whatnot, and I was doing homeschooling and stuff like that, and ended up starting a free school, which is a really absolutely opposite of every other concept of schooling. The concept of a free school is that is set up. Uh, The school is any ages, basically,
Hmm.
like 18 to 4, 6 maybe, is a concept. So basically, any ages are there, and any quote teachers or whatever are are there for organization basically, and the child initiates all learning
Hmm.
ideas, whatever it may be. You provide a structure and events and stuff like that. A structure meaning like a place for them to be. And the driving force behind that idea is that boredom teaches children. In other words, you give them great this, they'll start doing something that they're interested in, and
Right.
they'll tell you what they're interested in, and they'll basically become experts in that because you'll support them in doing that. And whatever they get into, uh, that's what they focus on, and the schools are to help them. So it's a very long history. It's a school in Framingham, Massachusetts. Uh, my brother went to Harvard and got a master's in education. Started one of these schools, and I looked into it. I was like, "Oh, dude, this is actually, you know." My brother and my whole family don't speak to me because I signed the trusts. So, but back in the day, this was I thought it was a really good idea, but I did it in Taos, Mexico, and just the concept of freedom, all the parents who were involved with this stuff lost their minds, basically.
Hmm.
It took the freedom a little too seriously out there in Hippie Town, and just totally weren't parents anymore. Like, you're supposed to bring the children and watch over them. It's like y'all should have. Those are not adult things to be doing with other, husband and wife. Like, what are you? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this whole concept of freedom, you all should have like got it together on your end first, the adults. So if you have that together, you're with God and stuff like that, and can watch over children, responsibly, which I think adults should do, and not like get into their own stuff. Then I think it's a really good methodology for people to become happy people and focus on what they love and sort of
Yeah.
not really buying into the whole culture of purchase and all that whole thing. It's really about going to school with people and getting along with people. They have a judicial system set up so they can bring a complaint and talk about it and stuff like that. It's very logical, caring atmosphere that the students
Hmm.
provide. And this school has like 500 children in it, so they actually hire the teachers and stuff. The children do. Uh, and so, that's at a bigger level, basically. But the concept is there. You see what I'm saying? And it can be done with some caring parents, or someone to watch over it and help nourish these children. Like we had, for
Yeah.
example, we were out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico, but one of the young children was like 14 and really super into ballet, and she ended up that's all she did every day. It's like we're not in
Hmm.
school of ballet, but she went to this nearby school of ballet, was just into that and everything. Ended up getting a scholarship and going to studying, in another city, for ballet at like 15 or something like that.
Wow.
Like if you could focus on the thing that interests you, it gives you joy, and if you know what it is, and if not, you're allowed the space to have the boredom to consider what that may be. And in a changing environment, oh, hey, I did this and I moved on to this. Like there's one, I love this story. I used to be really into this, obviously. Uh, one story is his father used to come every year and it's like, my child comes home, he fishes every day. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like, tell me about the school again, because all he does is fish every day. He goes to your school and all he does is fish every day. And they're like, yes, but he teaches everyone else how to fish and everything. This guy knows
Right.
everything about fishing. And he gets older, and like he gets into computers basically, and ends up being like a computer and developer expert and stuff. But basically, he took his able to take his focus to whatever he's focused on, and of course, he became very successful and stuff like that. But you know, not like, hey, I made so much money, but very successful at what he wanted to do. Uh,
Right.
so anyway, I like that. I like that methodology because it's really deeply respectful of everyone in a child's space to, not interrupt their process of learning, but
Yeah.
rather nurture it and help it. It's an extreme view, but you'll see it works. But it forces you and any other adults in it. You go watch them. I'm telling you,
Right.
nobody used to. Oh, what? Because they're sitting there watching over children get to do what they want, and they're sitting minding them. It's like the lifeguards aren't supposed to do whatever they want. That's
Right.
their own duty, Don't. So it's funny how that works. But I watched that.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I like that. You know, I've been a substitute teacher for almost every grade level.
Oh,
So I've been in the classroom with people. I know people learn at different paces and all that kind of stuff, and you just have to let them. It's better. You're better off letting them learn from their own uh, interests rather than forcing some formula on them and fighting them over it.
completely. That's that.
I think this.
That accepts it. I've been through it. It's amazing to see it. Because you love children, like, that's why you're there helping be with children, you obviously care about them, and so you want them to do their best, so
Absolutely. Eric, I'm inside the classroom, and I've introduced myself in there as a real estate aficionado. So reach out to me inside that classroom. I'll be happy to help you with whatever I can. I'm only licensed in New York, though, so I don't know where you are, but I'm always I'm
what
always
did
up for
Eric
talking
say?
real estate. He said, "How
Oh,
can I hire Tim as
yeah,
a real
yeah,
estate agent?"
my bad. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Great, yeah,
So
yeah, but I mean, this
yeah,
guy, I mean, in just a few minutes, he could unlock any, get to the heart of the situation, basically, not waste your time. That's what you get an expert help for,
yeah. And then I don't know if you saw this one, but I liked it. Thad said it sounds like unschooling.
Right? But
I like
here's
that.
the thing, they haven't gone through another system. You see what I'm saying yet?
Right.
So this is just that part doesn't happen for them. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's I'm telling you, these people take off. There's another story about the school, which is kind of nice, is if you want to stay an extra year at age 18, you have to stand up in front at age 18, basically, or any
Hmm.
time. There's one requirement of the school. You have to stand up in front of the school and tell them you're ready to leave or you want an extra year at 18. Or before
Right.
then, you can say I'm ready to leave too. It could be a long talk, it could be a short talk, it could be however you want it to be. But that's
Right.
something that you have to do, you know what I'm saying? And this one, I've read some of these, you know what I mean? I read them, they had them, I read them. I'm like,
Hmm.
"Whoa, these people are super amazing, these children," you know? And one of them was from this, 18-year-old girl, and she said, "I am ready to go." That was she said, "I'm ready to go." She said, "I thought I was ready to go."
Hmm.
And she said, "I was gonna give my talk on this." And she said, "But recently I went out front and they have this tree out in front of the school, this giant tree that everybody climbs, you know,
Right.
making everybody nervous, like uh and she said, "I went out to the tree and there was a six," she's 18, right? So every all ages there. And she said there was a 6-year-old girl there, and she says, "Oh, have you climbed the trees?" She's like, "Oh, I know this is a climbing tree. Thank you." She's like, "No, climbing a tree." And she never climbed a tree, and nobody knew she never climbed a tree. And the little girl's
Mhm.
like, "No, climb a tree. Put your foot right there. Put your foot there. Put your foot there." She's like, "I'm not climbing." She's like, "Put your foot there. Put your foot there. Put your foot there. And climb up here." She's like, this little bossy 6-year-old got her to climb up the tree. She never climbed the tree, and,
Yeah.
and so she said, "I climbed the tree, so I'm ready to go." Like that was her one thing, you know what I mean? Like it was everything. It was in that little. I remembered it. The little was
Yeah.
who the older was, and it's such a. that's like a real experience. Not like I memorized this passage from the like nobody
Right.
cares about that crap. Like learn this book that you're gonna forget 5 minutes later now. So yeah, no, that's much better way to sort of provide an environment where they can have real learning experience and then express themselves about them. And hey, I'm ready to go now. That's their only assignment.
Hmm.
It's pretty wonderful.
That sounds good. That
It
sounds good.
does.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Any other announcements? Any major announcements coming up? Any big plans for the school, the classroom, the website? I know you did some modifications, some improvements on that, and some upgrades, which is looking good.
thank you
Um,
very much. Thank you very much. Go check out the website, people, please. We try
yeah,
to simplify and sort of you know, uptown it a little bit and simplify it, but also, we didn't change how it works or uses, just, its look a little bit at some of the words and stuff. If you have any suggestions or whatever, hopefully you like it. Uh, we wanted to do this basically because now we're going to get into SEO and do some other background things, and we want to have them as modified and ready. We hadn't done it for a couple of years, so thanks for noticing that, Tim. And that's why we're doing it. We're trying to make us easier to find, and uh, you know, sort of summer's always a little slow here. School's out.
yeah,
Uh, literally, everybody's has children. I'll get to that, but I got I got two, three, five. They're busy. So, but so we do the summer. We get ready for school's back in, and any little cakes or anything. We try and do all that during the summer. So we're ready to roll when because it's like they're gonna take my everything. Summer's over. I have to do this. Like, no, we'll be here. And we were getting ready for you. We know you had a busy,
yeah.
fun summer, and now you got to deal with the banksters. We're here for that. So thanks for noticing that, Tim. I appreciate that.
Very good.
Nothing big. Everything's going smoothly. I really recommend people, you don't get my time live that much when I'm doing specific work. Okay, you really need to get on the membership YouTube. I have had thousands of students and I got less than 10 members over there live. This is going to go away. Okay, I'm telling you already. I'm building this basically to add into the course for you know the mentor program. So, and I'm not going to be doing this forever. Reason being, also, helicopter money's coming. Come on, obviously, you
Mm.
have to get this ready. So I'm making it as short, time wise, financially wise. Learn a whole bunch of useful tools because I've been doing this a number of years. I'm like, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Skip this, skip that, and do this.
Right.
So, uh, but doing this so many times, so building up credit profiles for so many different things. Uh, I really I don't waste my time, so obviously I'm not going to waste your time. This is step one. This is why, don't do that the way I used to do it. We cut out these three things and just do this. I mean, time is a very valuable commodity, like money, and so get this little membership, and I'm going to breeze you through this. Like, it's amazing how quickly I was able to do most of this. If some of it's annoying little pieces that need to be
Hmm.
learned once, but I did all that for you. So you just go in there like, oh, okay, click on that. Oh, fill in that. I
You
make it
read all the fine print already, so
right on the fine
it's
print.
best
So
to
thank
have
you,
that.
people. Last time it was like, I got my 150,000. Come on. I want like, dude, I'm making a testimonial for you. What? I want everybody there. Okay. So come on over, please. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's Jay asking. The mentor is live on Monday.
Last Monday of the month, I'm going to go live for sure. But the rest of them are canned videos, like do this, do that. Because if I do that live, I can't always do every little thing because this takes a day or that takes a day. I'm doing all these different processes that take days. So it's like I need to link them up and do this. Like, okay, here's a video chain, and you do these things. I need to do it like that. In YouTube, Eric, click on the membership and it says mentor, join. Yes, it's a YouTube. It's a YouTube. So I really recommend it. I don't have many things like, hey, you got to do this. Like, but this one, I really think it's a good idea to do it because people, you've been doing this for years, whoever, like, don't you want to know? I don't know what's coming up. Come on. You want to get ready for the money. Come on.
Yeah, Jay's got it. Yeah, I put that in the chat now, so that should be a clickable link. Go to that link, and then you should be able to hit that. If you're watching a replay, you got to type that one out and get over there. But you subscribe there, and then you'll be able to do the Mondays at noon, right? Eastern.
That's right. Okay, thanks for asking, Tim. And we got our hour done. And next show Thursday at 7. I love it. This has been a great show, like everyone, Tim. It was 3 to 5 friend. It's such a great title for this one. Thank you.
Very good. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. We'll be back next Thursday night at 7. Thank you, Jack.
All right, Tim.